everybody, welcome to Elisa's art room. Today we're going to be doing an essential stencil project using some Halloween transfers. I know it's early, but they're doing their halfway to Halloween bundle, so we're going to take advantage of that. And I've got a little project for y'all. So let me get you guys pulled up. Hopefully sound is okay. I was trying to figure out how to get back to my profile. They changed the buttons again. Now I can't find anything. It's here somewhere. All right. There. So see you guys' chat. Hey Dawn. Thank you for letting me know the sound is good, Bonnie. I appreciate that. And Dawn did it too, so both y'all are on top of it. All right, let's see. I grab need that and need this. All right, so I've got quite a few. Quite a few transfers. So I have this spooky haunted house. These are backwards. I'll show you this again up top. They removed the flip button. Now I can't flip it, so they're making life difficult for us, guys. Mystical Garden. I can't read backwards either. And what is this one? Bones to Blossoms. Not that one, that's spring. Oh, my nose is itching. Cute and creepy Halloween. So, quite a few here. Don't know that we'll use them all, but we're going to try. So, what I'm going to do today is show you how to use these little Dollar Tree chalkboards. I assume they still have these. I bought a bunch of them, gosh, probably 2 years ago. So I still have a bunch left. So we're going to use these. And I made a little stand using Jenga blocks. I'll show you how to do that. I have a video on this, but I'm going to show you again today. But there is a video on my little description of this video that you can check out later. All right, guys, remember, as always, use my code ARTROOM for 10% off anything from Essential Stencil. All right, I'm going to flip this camera up top so that we can see everything in the right direction. As soon as I get the stuff I put on my stool. I threw everything on top of my stool. All right. Sorry about all the movement. And I need something to read. Oh, there we go. Okay, am I straight? Pretty straight. All right, I think that'll work. I see butterflies all over the floor, so I must have had them loose in one of those bags. I cut out some butterflies the other day and I didn't put them in a pouch, which I should have. Silly me. Grab a pouch. I try to keep these little pouches in my transfer bags once I start cutting them, because otherwise I start losing all the little pieces. This was from the purple one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there they are. They're loose. I didn't seal the bottom of the bag up, so of course they're falling everywhere. Just throw them in here. I might try to find something else smaller to put these in, but right now I'm just going to throw them in there. I'll probably have some more by the end of the live anyway. Whew, man, I turned on the air, but I'm melting. Okay, so first I'm going to prep these. Like I said, I assume they still have these. I've already prepped some last night because ideally you should do it ahead of time. I know this little scrapbook pouches are awesome. I probably have 100 of them, which is kind of scary, but I'm sure I do. All right, I like to get these from Dollar Tree too. You just pull it off, and then I usually take like alcohol swab to get off the glue. It comes off pretty easy. You could probably use something else if you didn't have one of those, but that works, and I have it. All right, so they're one of the fake ones, you know, the fake chalkboards. They're particle board. There's a name for it, but I'm totally forgetting it. It starts with an M. It's not masonite, is it? No, it's not that. What is it? I can't remember. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It's particle board. It's pressed wood. Many, many layers. I painted some because I like it painted. You don't have to. You can throw the transfer straight on it. Don't worry about painting it. But if you want a different color, I'm trying to get one that I haven't already done because I did a bunch of them. All right. If you want a different color, you're going to need to paint it with something. MDF. Okay. Yeah, that's the word. I knew it was an M. So this one is first of all, it's Folk Art Multi-Surface Satin, thicket, and a little bit of white, which made it kind of sagey, which matches the color of one of the things. You can also use other colors, but you know, these are what I did. This color is the light lavender and the lavender. I just kind of mixed them a little bit. And then I did one, I'm trying to see if I have it. I did one in a different color, I thought. Oh, I already covered it. I did one in gray, but you can't see it because I already covered it and I don't want you to see it yet. Oh, I guess it matters. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's a spoiler, so we're not going to do it. But I'm going to show you how to paint it real quick. And you can use, I tried both. I tried this paint and I tried gesso. Both work fine. Both the transfer stuck to without any issues. One thing to keep in mind, any paint you use is going to be better after it sits for like 24 hours. Especially when applying it to a surface like this that has a slickness to it, like glass, or it's non-porous. It can peel off. So the longer it cures, the less likely it is to peel off. All paints like this Folk Art will have, if you go on there online, usually it'll tell you, sometimes it tells you on the bottle, but it'll cure without heating or anything. It'll self-cure in a certain number of days. It's usually a long time, like 30 days or 45 days. But it cures enough for this in like 24 to 72 hours. If you're really having issues, wait a full 72 hours and just paint yourself a bunch of bases and then do it. This one, gosh, I can't read it, guys. I swear my vision's getting worse and worse. Let's see if it says on here. Shake well, dry for an hour in between. On glass, you can bake it to cure it. This isn't glass, so that's not really going to apply. It just says for further instructions, go online. They have a whole sheet on plaid online, which is sitting here somewhere. Don't ask me where, because I don't know. But it's a whole sheet that tells all the ins and outs of their paint, cure times, and all that stuff. So check it out. I think it's like plaid.com something. Let me see what it says. Does it say? Surely it says. Yeah. plaidonline.com will give you all that stuff. Okay? Anyway, in a nutshell, when I did this, to get this broken up effect, what I did is right after I painted it, which I'll show you on this one, right after I painted it, I took a wet wipe and I just removed the edges. Once this cures, you won't be able to do that. It'll be on there and you're not getting it off unless you sand it off or something. I can show you with this mason jar. Okay, I've put transfers on these. This is the Folk Art Multi-Surface Satin on glass. Okay, once this stuff is cured and on there, and it's been on there a long time, you're not getting it off of there. I've tried removing this stuff with a magic eraser and I can't get it off. The only thing you can do is sand it. You could sand it off, but once it's on there like this much, like if I take a this is wet, and I really rub, I mean really rub, it ain't going anywhere. It's cured. So it's pretty much permanent, other than, you know, sanding or maybe soaking it. If you soak this in water for, you know, hot water for 24 hours, it might come off. I don't know. But it's on there. So the longer your paint cures, the more likely it's not going to peel off and you're not going to have issues. Okay? And when dealing with something like a transfer, you need to think about that, because the transfer is just sticking to the surface of the paint. So if the paint peels off, so is your transfer. Okay? So those are things to think about and keep in mind. So this one, I took this edge off with the wet wipe. This one, I just kind of blended it with the wet wipe while it was still wet and made this kind of mottled looking effect. They're just backgrounds. I didn't try to get too fancy with them, but that's what that is. I have stuff on the back already, so I'll show you the other design when we're done. Do not let me forget. So let's paint this one so we can show you how to do it. Just real simple, like put yourself some paper down so you don't ruin your surface. And should I do another gray? Let me see. I've got a purple, I've got a green. Let me look at my surface and see what color I want. I've got a purple for this. This could be green, maybe like a light orange. Possibly a gray, I guess. It's got, the butterflies are very gray, but if you put a gray butterfly on a gray background, it's going to disappear. So I might go with like an orange on this one. I haven't done an orange yet. And then this could be like any kind of an orange too, or black. I think these will show up on black okay, because there's got a lot of light colors. I might try one of these on black. And then like this, that would probably show up on black just fine. So let's do an orange one, because I'm only going to paint one. I've already painted several, so. Now this one, I'm going to try and dry it, and hopefully it'll stay. But like I said, it's best if you wait. But I'm going to try. It'll go on. It's just, if it starts peeling, it ain't staying on. It ain't staying on long term. And it might be fine if you don't handle it too much. I don't know. Ooh, this is coming out fast. This is pure orange that's volcanoing on me. And I'm going to use just a little bit of white because I don't want it that. This is, pure orange is very translucent, guys. Some paints are going to be translucent. It has nothing to do with the quality. It's just the pigment that's in there. So if I put this pure orange on here, see how translucent that is? See-through. Now maybe you like that and that's what you want. That's fine. Do that. But that's not what I want today. So we're going to add a little bit of white to it because the white is opaque and it's going to make it not translucent. Plus it's going to lighten it, which I really want it a little bit lighter. So this is titanium white. It's probably way more paint than I'll need, but that's okay. Grab yourself a brush. I'll go with this bigger effect. So it's just a cheap brush. It's Craft Smart. Can't read it anymore because I've used it too much. I'm going to blend this a little bit with my palette knife just because I don't want to get it all in my brush. So I'm just going to blend it up a little bit, make a lighter orangey color. And just however dark you want it. I'm not going to go super dark because I kind of want it, I think I want it light. And I don't mind if it's mottled in there a little bit, that's fine. I mean, you could even put it on like this, and that might be fun and interesting too. You know, there's so many ways you could put your background on there. Actually, I kind of like that. I might do this one like this. I'm just like, it kind of almost has a spatter look. Okay, we're going to do this one like this. And then I'll do another one that is the other way. I've got like several of these boards. Like I said, I have a bunch of them. So I'm just kind of keeping this at like about a 45-degree angle. And putting it on relatively light until it looks like an interesting background. And I'm not trying not to go all the way to the edge because I want it to look painted. You know, I want that look. What do you think? Interesting? Just going to make sure it's not too rough on the inside. I think it's fine. It's pretty flat. That down a little bit. Here. Maybe just a little more there. I'm going to be too picky about it. Sometimes less is more. You got to know when to stop, and sometimes I don't. All right, we'll set that aside. That'll dry pretty quick, but I'll heat it with the heat tool in a few minutes too. So let me grab another board. I have the backs of some of these that I could use, but that's okay. Because I'm trying not to show you. So I usually just cut these really, really light. If you just take your knife and run it down there, it cuts super easy. Don't push so hard that you cut into your board. If you're pushing that hard, you're really using some serious strength because these things are hard. But these are, I assume, $1.25 now. They used to be $1. I assume they still have them. I have to assume because I haven't bought them in so long. It's been a long, long time, but I'm sure you can get them online too, somewhere. Let's see if they'll take it off with, yeah, it doesn't work good with a wipe. I needed to clean my finger, so it's like, well, I'll use it since I have it in my hand, but no. The glue, let me show you. See this? See? That's what I'm trying to get off. Alcohol works best. Olive oil would work too, but then you gotta clean the oil off. And I say olive, any oil. Olive because that's pretty much what we have in the house. All right, so once you do that, not there anymore, okay? All right, so mix this up. I think it should have plenty. So I'm gonna do the sides. Do those first. It'll make your life easier. If you don't do them first and then you're trying to hold the item, you're gonna get paint all over your hand. If you're not doing both sides, you'll need to clean off the other side before it dries, ideally. I don't know what that word was. Ideally. Because you're going to get it on both sides. It just happens. If you're not worried about it and you're going to paint both sides, don't worry about it. But I like to do the sides first. And I know I'm laying fresh paint on the paper, but that's okay. It doesn't come off that easy. This is very, very absorbent, the sides are, because that pressed board is raw there. So it soaks in there a lot. Okay, so do that, and then I'm going to just take my wipe. Which side's easier? We'll do this. We'll do this side. It's less wet. Chances are when I put it on this paper, it's going to get right back on there, but so while it's wet, you can easily clean it if you don't want paint. And I'm mostly showing you this just so you know. If you don't want paint on there. A lot of times what I like to do with these type of signs is keep the back unfinished, and then I can use it as a write-on board for notes, you know, leaving notes for the family. And it's pretty on the other side, especially if you're putting it on like an island or something. Then one side's decorative and the other side is still a chalkboard. you know, and still doing its normal chalkboard thing. Oops. Touch the edge. All right, there. It's mostly clean. Clean enough for this. So let me get this off this paper. And it was going to stick. So I'm going to flip it over. Oh, no, I'm not going to flip that over. I'm going to turn it inside out. I don't want to get it on my table. It's got paint on it. So that's okay. All right. There. Clean my hands again. Messy. All right, so what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to just do like a crosshatch kind of look. I did this on one of the other ones too. Actually, I was going to show you how to do that wipe off thing, wasn't I? I'll do that. The wipe off thing, you ideally got to dry first, but I'll start out with the crosshatch and then we'll go to that. Because you could do this 20 different ways and keep changing it, honestly, because as long as it's not cured, you can keep wiping it off. But once it starts curing, it won't come off. So don't think it's not permanent. It will be, just takes time. I'm going to wipe the edge, so I'm not worried about that edge showing. So you could do just like that and just leave it like that if you wanted. You know, if you don't want these lines, you can kind of buffer them out a little bit by going really, 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 really light. But usually I just leave them because the transfer is going to cover most of it anyway. So we're going to wipe that out with a paper towel first. It's got a lot of paint in there still. So I'm just going to squish it from the ferrule out. And then when I clean it, it'll be a lot easier. Rinse it in my water. And it's all clean, okay? And I'll clean it better with soap and water later. So, we're going to dry this just a little bit so that it's set up. I'm trying to find my wipe. I try to keep a rag of some sort. I like the microfibers. I know some people can't stand them, but I happen to love them. Okay, let's see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my heat tool. Where to put it? It fell on the floor earlier. That's where it is. Which floor did it fall on? There it is. I found it. So I'm just using this Tim Holtz heated gun. It's not gun, heated tool. Sorry, I don't want to get dinged. It dries a little bit better than my blow dryer, although it is much hotter. So with these things, but it's not quite as hot as an embossing tool. But it's less noisy for lives. Do keep in mind, because it is very hot, don't do it directly on your self-healing mat. It will warp it. So I'm just going to set this up real quick so that I can show you the technique. And we can move on to the fun part. I'm hoping this will set up enough, but I'm not going to do this one immediately. I'm hoping it'll set up enough that I can put the transfer onto this one. If not, we'll just worry about the others. Alright, that's pretty good. You want it set up enough that you can wipe it off without the whole thing just turning back to mush. I know that's a technical term, mush. Alright, so I'm going to take a wet wipe. My wet wipes are water wipes. They don't have any chemicals in them. They're about the purest wipes you can get. I get them at Target. Alright, so then we're just going to re-wet this. And I'm just working on this edge in a broken up method. Okay, you can do it as close to the edge or not as you want. It's going to flake a little bit. This gives a different look than doing it when it's wet. When it's wet, you don't get those sharp edges. You get that softer edge. Just keep finding yourself a clean spot as much as you need to. But you can see how easy it comes off at this stage. Like I said, once it's cured though, it won't do this. And when I say cured, I mean like 30-day cured, like long time. I don't know exactly the cure date. You'd have to go read it. I can't remember, but I feel like it was a long time. It might have been, I don't know, 20 days. I have that plaid sheet somewhere around here. It's probably in my little folder of notes. So I'm just trying to give it kind of a organic look, you know, not too perfect or anything. And then I'm just going to clean up the edge even better. So I'm going to go along the edge and get most of the paint off the edges so that it's got a clean edge. Trying to avoid that middle part that I just did. Well, don't worry about this taking the paint off the side. With that porousness, it's not going to come off because that MDF stuff is very porous. All right, so let's clean this up a little bit better. And if you don't like the orange on that edge, you could do it black, and it would, which, you know, that could be a good option too. It just depends on what you're looking for, guys. Everybody likes different looks. All right, so once you got most of that off, and your edges are relatively clean, then what you're going to want to do is take a dry cloth and just get all the little flakes off, because there's going to be flakes. So try to get all the little flakes off. And if it needs fine-tuned, you can do it then. But you're looking to get any bumpy flakes off of your edges. Okay? So that's the look that you get with that. All right, I'll show you up close. Okay. So it's kind of fun and organic, right? I think it's fun. So let this dry, ideally. I can't stress this enough. Let it dry. Okay? Don't be in a rush. Just let it dry. So for right now, we're going to set that aside. We're going to jump to one of the ones I already did and let it dry. Okay. You know what? Should I do the stand? Well, it doesn't have to dry because I already have some made. We'll do the stand last. All right, so now this is all nice and dry. This has only been curing for 24 hours. It should be fine. I did a couple on the paint after like 3 hours and it was okay. But like I said, the longer the better. Okay, I know I keep saying that over and over. This is painted on this side. I thought I had one painted. This one is painted black. So this is not chalkboard anymore. And I can tell by looking at it. Let me see if I can find a plain one to show you the difference. Here, this one's written on. Okay, so painted with satin, folk art satin. Can you kind of see the sheen and the lines? There's a little bit of lines there. I did a pretty good job of painting it, so it's hard to see them. And then this is not painted. And when it's not painted, the texture is more model-y, I guess. So this one I cannot use as a chalkboard because it's got paint on it. This one I can. So just keep that in mind. If you plan to use it as a chalkboard, don't paint it. Because if you plan to use it as a chalkboard, then, you know, it works like a normal chalkboard. Just use a chalk pen on it. Bistro chalk marker, something like that. If it will write, this one is horrible. I have a thicker one somewhere. I think it's downstairs. I don't know what's up with that pen. They also make the waxy ones, which I have one here, but they're not my favorite. The little chalk writer waxy ones. They work like that. Anyway, you get the idea. We're not writing on them right now. A little bit of water takes it right off. I keep these on my board, on my refrigerator. I just, how did I attach it? I don't remember. I attached it to the back, I think with some hot glue or something. I don't remember. But I just hang it on my refrigerator on a little magnet hook. Because magnets on your fridges now, at least mine, it's only magnetic on the sides. It's not magnetic on the front anymore. So, oh, I'm showing you the design. Where's the purple one? The green one. I had the green one. I lost the green one, guys. Am I losing my mind? I know I had the green one. What? Oh, there it is. Is that it? Wow. It's like, where did it go? All right, green. Let's find the one that I thought was going to look good on this. I'm thinking this. Yeah, I think this. Anyway, I did the tombstone now that you've already seen it. Honestly, I'm not crazy about the tombstone, but that's just me. Maybe you love it. I'm not really into that. I do like all the other stuff, especially the crows. Love the crows. All right, let's see. Let's put a pretty one on here. So you got to see what size will fit. You usually just stick it over the top and tell. You can do it this way. My stand will work that way, or this way. It'll work both ways. Just depends on what you're looking for. Some of these I might use in a journal later, so I'm thinking of saving the smaller ones for journaling. I think I'm going to try that big one. I don't know, that seems close. It might be alright. I think it'll fit. We're going to try that one. Hopefully it's cured enough and not waste it. Then I'll be sad. Alright, let's chop it out. I know, right? The crows are so pretty. This is a really pretty design. I like this. It'll be fun come Halloween. So y'all check out the bundle. The bundle is on sale right now. Plus you can get your extra 10% off using my code. But the bundle's on sale. You get all the ones I just showed you. And I can't tell you the price because I don't remember, but I want to say it's like $59, something like that. So cut this out. Make sure you leave yourself enough room to grab a hold of it. Yeah, I'm gonna have room, just barely. It's gonna be outside of this a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be all on it. Alright, I think that's good. We're going to do it this way. So I'll have one this way and one another way. I think there's nothing on the back of this one. Alright, so peel it off carefully. Don't touch the sticky part. The sticky part is anywhere the design is, guys. Okay? Have it where you're ready to put it down. Let me look at this way. I think I like it better this way. Alright. And then kind of stand up and look at it over the top so you can see where you need to put it. And I'm going to leave enough for your stand. Your stand's going to take up about 1/4 of an inch. Worry about it. So I'm going to leave enough for the stand. And I'm going to try to drop the bottom first, so that I can make sure I don't get air bubbles. I've been getting air bubbles a little bit, well, unless it just falls. I've been getting them a little bit, so you have to be careful sometimes, especially when working on a really non-porous surface. The air can get trapped in easily. So do be careful. Could have gone a little bit that way, but that's okay, I think. So then you're going to want to rub it down carefully. Don't get so close to your edge and then come back this way. It'll pop up before you're ready. And, oh, I'm not going to use that because I can't stand it. So Essential Stencil came out with some better ones. the Essential Transfer Tool. Use this, or even my favorite, my trusty transfer stick piece of wood, which works real well too. But we'll use this. These aren't bad. I'm happy with these. I already had a similar one that I had gotten from Cricut floating around here, or Dollar Tree or something. I think I got this one from Dollar Tree. They're similar. This is a fraction heavier maybe, but they're very similar. Very similar designs. So, really, really, really broken, you can't afford to buy this one for $3.95 minus your discount. Try to find it at Dollar Tree, but you know how that can be. That can be hit or miss. I know I shouldn't be saying that, but you can't. You've been blacklisted. Bonnie, I hate to laugh, but you'll have to tell me this story. Go to Dollar Tree and get yourself one of these if you don't have one. You probably have one. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, hon. I can't even imagine. I'm shaking my whole table. I always do when I do these. All right, so just start rubbing it on there. Try to get every single little bitty surface if you can. I like to do the whole thing first and then come back and do, you know, as I remove it. You have a Cricut and a Dollar Tree one? Yeah, I know both make them, so I'm sure the Cricut one's probably a little bit heftier, but it probably costs more too. Alright, so I'm trying to make sure I have my edges especially. Edges tend to be the things that give you a little bit of trouble sometimes. I've noticed these are getting cloudy sometimes when you rub them, which is good because it really helps you tell if you rubbed it in there. Let me see if I can show you this eye. See that eye, how it's cloudy in some of it? Let's see if I can get it to do it while holding it in my hand. But it'll sometimes get cloudy, and that'll tell you that it's sticking well. So if it does that, it makes life a little easier. They don't always. I don't know why. No clue. Not enough to not buy the cheaper ones. Okay. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I'm seeing them mostly cloudy. All right, so once I get it to where I think it's on there good, I'm going to find an edge, and I'm going to start lifting it. And I like to run my finger underneath. I've seen some people peel it back. I find peeling it back causes you to pull the image up more than doing it this way. And that's just something I've noticed over time of using these. I seem to catch whether it's going to lift by doing it this way easier. And I just work my way around, keeping an eye on it. If it feels snug, like it's not moving, give it another rub, because usually that means that you haven't quite got it. It should release very easy. Sometimes they just fall off. So if there's resistance, it's not on there. And just keep working my way around. I like to work edges if possible, and then through the middle. Okay, nice and clean. No leftover transfer, and there we go. Isn't it pretty? I like that color on there. So you're going to want to burnish it in. I burnish it in because one, it adheres it really well, and two, it just makes it look better. It gives it a more finished look. So burnish it in with your fingers, and there we go. What do you think? You like it? You like that color? I think that color works. So this one's painted on the back, so I'm going to put a transfer on there because it's painted and I don't want to forget that it's painted. And try to use it as a chalkboard. So let's pick something else that will work on black. I think, what did I say? Those little owls, or maybe the ghost. Let's see, because I'm going to make this like reversible. So I think I'll keep it the same direction. The lantern's pretty tall. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it off camera. The lantern's pretty tall. I'll go with the lantern. I was trying to find something tall. The haunted house could work too. I think that one will fit. Let me try the haunted house. I think that one will fit. I feel like there was definitely one in here that would fit. So let's pull that up. I'll show you what's on the other page just so you can see it. It's the big one. I have a project I did on this. I just linked it the other day. It's in the advertisement that I posted for the bundle. There's a link to this video I did with y'all. It's very cute, so check it out if you haven't. I'm pretty sure this one will fit. I think this one's too tall. Now, there is a trick to doing this if you ever want to know and you can't quite tell if something's fitting. Here's what I do. So if I can't tell if it's going to fit my item and I can't lay it on it easily, grab yourself a piece of acetate. Let me see if I have one handy. That's not big enough. I need a fairly big one for this. Grab yourself any kind of piece of acetate. It could be packaging, whatever. Here, we've got a bunch of packaging. We'll use that. All right, so grab yourself packaging or whatever, and if you're not going to use this, then you could just use a Sharpie. But if you are going to use it, use which I meant to grab. Oh, you didn't grab it, did you? Like a vis. I don't think I grabbed it. I'm trying to see if I have it in here. I'm just going to use a Sharpie because I have 5 billion of these. There's a marker called a vis, which is basically a wet erase wipe-on type marker for chalkboards. Well, for write-on boards. I forget what they're called. I don't know. I'll just use my Sharpie. Where is my Sharpie at? Guys, I can't find anything today. There. Okay. So you can take your Sharpie on some sort of a clear packaging. It could even be leftover one of these. If it's big enough. That one's actually big enough. Here, we'll use this leftover one. Okay? And then just very, 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 very simply go around your image. Make sure I'm still in the plastic. I think I am. Go around your image. You can put the little moon there a little bit. Put the moon there. I got a little bit there that's sticking out, but that's okay. I know. Okay? You can real lightly go around it, and then you have like a little piece. It's not going to show much on black, but it'll show enough. And you can see, will it fit? This. So that's a way, if you can't just kind of sit it on top and figure it out if it's going to fit, that's a way to do it. I did that with something last night, and it really helped so much because I was struggling to tell if it was going to fit before I did it because I couldn't cut it out close enough to tell. Okay. Get this out of the way. All right, I'm gonna make sure I'm in the right direction. Getting dust everywhere. The room is so dusty today. I'm sure I need to dust again. I haven't dusted in a while. This room, because I sand and everything else in here, and I have a cat. Oh my goodness, it gets so dusty. I want to zoom in. Well, I can't have much room. Am I focused? I can't tell because I'm an inch away. I'll look at the phone. I think it's focused. Okay. So we're going to make sure it's straight and peel it off. And like I said, this is painted. This is not directly on the chalkboard. This one's painted with the folk art. I try to stand above it so that I can see where I need to put it. Try not to let it touch, guys. That can be tricky. I want to go a little high because I've got that sorry, I lost my train of thought. The stand. That was the word. All right, so once you get it on there, hopefully it's kind of straight. Kind of, sort of. No one but me is going to notice if it's not. These little branches. And they're turning cloudy pretty nice, so I can tell. Now, sometimes these little marks will show when you first take your transfer off, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I ruined it. Don't freak out. Rub it with your fingers and they'll disappear. I haven't had it not disappear yet. So it should disappear. I mean, unless you're really just scratching it into there, you shouldn't have an issue. I've been able to rub it out every time. Because I know the first time I saw that, I was like, what? Did I just ruin it? You put the big one on a tray and your stepdaughter claimed it immediately. Every time I fix something that's the least bit masculine, Dave tries to claim it. He's like, no, that's mine. He like going in his room. He's got all my cool stuff. Like my apothecary sign that I made that has the cauldron or whatever that's like put on there with texture paste. He stole that one immediately. So it's like Halloween will come and I'll be like, I need my painting. Give it back. It's supposed to be decor. Guys, I've been in so much pain. I've lost 2 fillings over the last couple of months. And it's because I'm old. And they're like 50-year-old fillings. And they're the metal ones. I don't know. They look like silver, but I don't know what they are. Amalgam or something. Something with an A, I think. But they keep falling out, and then I'm left with a big hole in my tooth. And I'm broke. You wanted his journal? I kind of wanted his journal too. It did turn out cool, didn't it? I need to get it posted on YouTube. I haven't done it yet. I've got it saved. It's like saved to a flash drive and my computer. So I can post it. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. Because they're about to delete it off of Facebook. June 2nd, all my old videos, guys, are going away. So if there's something you want to watch and you haven't watched it, go watch it, because I can't guarantee I'll save it. There's just too many. I'll never get to them all. And they have like a bulk download thing, but I don't have the space for a bulk download of, 5 years worth of videos. I don't have that kind of storage space. All right, that's looking pretty cloudy, so it should be on there good. But anyway, so I've been dying from pain. I mean, dying from pain. This hurts so bad. It's like I just sit there and try to eat my food and cry. It's not been good. Now, I bought some of that Ambisol stuff. The warnings on that stuff is terrifying. You're not into Halloween. Yeah, some people aren't, and that's fine. You can use this with any of the designs, guys. Doesn't have to be Halloween. Alright, almost got it. There we go. You can save that in case you need it. Which I hadn't really thought about using it for that, but that's a good reason to keep them. Alright, don't knock your tape stack over. I have a tape stack that's like 20 inches high. Maybe more than that. Alright, so let me see if I can see any of this. Okay. Let's see if it'll show up on camera. See? Do you see all those little like scratches? You're going to see that and you'll freak out. You're going to be like, what did I do? It's fine. Rub it in. Look. Magic. Okay? Don't freak out. It'll go away. Alright, what? The Paris Journal's calling your name. I have to finish work on my back, but I see me owning it. I haven't put it on Etsy yet, so you still have a chance. I can do a payment plan for you, sweetie, if you want me to. I've had it for, what, a year now? It's been a while. Honestly, I just haven't even bothered trying to put it on Etsy. I don't trust Etsy. I don't know why. But it is on my website. All right, there. Nice. I like it. So that turns out well on the black. And then let's go to another one. So we got those two for that. Very pretty. I love Halloween too. I've worked at a haunted house for many, many years in my youth. And I built props for the haunted house, so I was a prop maker for a long time. All right, let's see. Next one. Let's do purple. Oh, orange. I already pulled out the orange. This is the one we painted today, right? Let's save it for last. I just want to give it as much time as possible. We'll do purple. All right, let's do something from these crows. What do we got? We got roses. I already did a rose one that you haven't seen, so I'll pick something else. Maybe a crow. Let's see what's left on the crows. Maybe that would fit. All right, we'll do that one, I think. Let's see. Just looking for my scissors. Yeah. We'll probably add a few butterflies to this too. Lots of butterflies on here. All right. I'm trying to see which, I've got one on the other side. I'm trying to see what the top is. All right, that's the top. Okay, so I'm going to put this and I'm going to figure out where I want butterflies. Let's see. Big butterflies, little butterflies. This one seems to have more little butterflies. Get the plastic off of there. So I think I want to do a couple of larger butterflies, maybe. Maybe just one, I'm not sure. I'm not too close to the bottom because I got that stand. I don't care if I lose maybe the tips of those, that's fine. So these are too big. I think I'll go maybe with one of these. Sorry, I'm trying to cut where y'all can see. Let me zoom back out because I'm so close, I'm gonna go in and out. Focus. All right, there's one. And then, let's see what's on the other page. Trying to get different looks. Look at this one hiding up in here. Just gonna cut these out. Put them in my little envelope. All right, I want this one. So maybe there's more room on this side. Maybe something like that. Try to get different directions. Oops, don't move. I don't want it exactly on the end of his beak because it creates a weird element that draws your eye weird. We don't want that. I think this little bitty one. Which one? Let's see if there's a middle of the road size. I think this one. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. If I want it to go upside down or not. I don't mind sideways. Upside down bugs me a little bit. I think I want this one. I don't know. I just keep playing with it until it appeals to me. I think it's too big. Let me get a smaller one. I know there's a smaller one of that same design. It was a little too big. Let's try this one. So maybe we don't want them quite centered either. Like have them just a little offset. No. Maybe this way. Now they're going the same way. We don't want them going the same way. Still at the end of the beak. Maybe there? I don't know. This one's bugging me. Why is that one bugging me so much? It's because it's going the same way. I think I need to turn this one this way. Alright, that's doing it. Alright, let's try that. And you're just going to have to play around until you figure it out. All right, purple crow it is. Dog needs out? Okay. I don't know if you're back already. All right, so I'm just going to push these up about where I have them so I won't forget, hopefully. Hopefully won't forget. Alright, let's see if I can get this on there without getting it in the wrong spot. I knew about where my bottom was, so I'm going to go with that. I think about there. It's a little bit crooked. Oh well, maybe the butterflies offset it. I'm just a fraction crooked. No, don't move that. We want that there. All right, that's fine. Once you lay it down, do not try to move it. That's it. It is what it is. Like Tim Holt says, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. It'll be fine. I wonder if he's coined that phrase. He could. He uses it so much. Or someone said it before then. But if you're not a junk journaler, you might not know who that is. Or a scrapbooker. I have to imagine he's a common name now. good. Start on the edge. Nope, got a little spot right there. Give me some resistance. I'm still resisting up here. So you can see I can get these on here without waiting a full cure time. Is it the safest way? Maybe not. But it can be done. But don't do it immediately. Really, I would not do it immediately. I'm going to come around this way. Make sure I don't lose this little beak or nothing. There we go. All right, another one down. Rub her in. Looks good on the purple, I think. What do y'all think? You like it on the purple? Let me zoom back in. Well, I'll just pick it up. It's easier. Like it? It's pretty. Let's get those butterflies on there. All right, let's see if I can remember where they were. So I have that sitting that way, but I don't know if I turned it. Where's my tweezers? All right, tweezers, where'd you go? There you are. All right, we had that one that way, so I assume that's where that went. I feel like this one was turned the other way. I must have turned it this way. Yeah, I think that's what I did. So let's put this a little lower and this a little higher, maybe. Let's go for that. All right, these are fun. They're so easy. It's such a quick, easy project. I gotta leave myself time to make the stand, guys. It won't take that long because I kind of half made it. And like I said, I do have the video in the link if you want to go watch how to make it. I did that in case I didn't get to it. It was resisting. Okay. I'm purposely letting them come outside that paint just a little bit. I think it looks better that way. All right, and this one, not quite on, I don't want to know his nose exactly. Above his nose or below his nose? Maybe below. Yeah, I think below. Got to be careful when you're so close. These are cut really close, so don't go too fast. You will definitely pop it off. I did one last night, and I totally popped it off before it was ready. I got in a hurry. So do be careful. Right there. Rub that in. Cute. All right, there's that one. Oh, I can show you the other side. So we have this on this side, and we have this on this side. So this is one I did with a more crosshatch kind of applying the paint. Pretty. So totally reversible. All right. Let's see what's left. We got the orange left, I think. Yep. All right, orange it is. I'll probably throw that back in that bag. The honey house. No, it's no sense of keeping it. Well, unless I bought another set of them, but I'll throw it in there. I might reuse it for something. All right, what am I looking for? I am looking for orange stuff. All right, what do I think? Maybe the lantern. I want to do one. I think I want to do one vertically, but I might not have another one vertically. So this tree is very big, so it's not going to fit on here. So tree's up. I think all these are pretty much vertical. So I guess vertical it is. All right, I think I'm going to go with this lantern. I think it will look good as a decor piece. Whereas this is a good one for like in a junk journal. I could see me using that in a junk journal. Or even this. Butterflies, of course, anywhere. But this I feel like is more like a decor piece to me. I think I want all those butterflies. I wonder if I can fit them all. I might not fit them exactly where they are, but I think I am going to try to fit them all. It's really close to that pumpkin. Do I want that third one? I think I do. Sorry, my transfer is trying to wrinkle on me. Are y'all enjoying this? Me doing transfers and stuff again? Hadn't been able to do it for a while because money problems. And Essential Stencil stepped in and said they would like me to promote them, so that helped. So this is feeling pretty on there. I think we'll be okay. Doesn't even need hit with a blow dryer. All right, we'll try it. Like I said, ideally wait, but I think I'll be all right. It's not like I'm going to go pulling on it or anything. All right, so I think I'll have to pull that off to move it a little bit. So let's pull these off. We'll figure out where they go best after. I'm going to keep this base because I think it'll help me line it up straight as possible. I think about right there is going to be good. Anything on the other side? No. Okay. Seeing the ravens at the Tower of London was a must. You did that? I think I missed something. I've never been to Paris. Probably not going to ever happen. I don't really travel. I can't tell if it just looks a little crooked. Sorry, I'm holding it up because I'm trying to see how straight it is. I really want the lines of the lantern to be straight, so I'm going to try to get them straight. Use my grid. Try to match it to the lines of the lantern. I think that's going to be the biggest indicator that it's straight or not straight. Let's try that. All right. And, oh, there it is. It's like, where'd it go? You've been to London several times, Paris for a weekend because it was raining in Italy where we were. Ah, very cool. The only place out of the country I've been is I've been to Jamaica and I've been to the Bahamas. That's it. Well, and Canada. I went to Canada once to see waterfalls, the Niagara Falls. But that is it. We went over, got on the side, the falls were on that side, and that was it. I haven't even been to the Grand Canyon, guys. There's so many things in America I haven't done. Yeah, I went to the Bahamas when I was 19. It was a job I was on. I was working, and it was one of their, like, I was selling water conditioners door to door, and it was like a thing that you won, and we got to go. Our whole team got to go. I haven't been on a real cruise either. I've been on what they call the Sea Escape. I don't even know if it still exists, because I went in, like, probably the 80s. But it takes you out far enough to where you're considered, legal to get married. I don't know what they call that when you're far enough out in the ocean. Where they can gamble legally. So it takes you out there and basically you gamble for a little while, party, and then come home. But that was it. But oh my gosh, that boat, because it's not as big as a normal cruise ship, I was so sick. Had a lot of motion. I assume the bigger ships aren't that bad. But that one was horrible. International waters. Thank you. Words. Me and words. I've never been one for words. I don't know why. Just not. My daughter will tell me things. And I homeschooled her. And the girl's smarter than I am. She really is. Both of them are. Alright, there. We got the base on. Let's figure out these butterflies. Moths. These are moths. Alright, let's see. Maybe. Let me cut this a little bit smaller. Debating which side I want to. No, I like that up there. Don't want that too high. Maybe I want to. Gosh, I almost feel like I need more than 3. I might, but if I do, I don't like to do I don't like to do even amounts. If I did more, I'd have to do like 5. So I don't really want to do more. Gosh, I hate trying to do placements, guys. I'm just not good at it. I don't know why. Maybe there. Okay. We'll try that. Go. Can't get hold of it. I'm trying not to move them, so I have an idea of where I wanted it. That one. That one. All right. I think that'll work. Let's get them on there. Time is it? All right, I'm okay. Oops. See? Luckily it was on. I grabbed the edge of the plastic, which happens. Especially when they're cut that close. If you go too fast, you will grab the edge of the plastic and pull them off before it's ready. And I know it, and I still do it. Because I don't know. I try to be fast, because I'm impatient, I guess. Well, I have a lot of patience. Who am I kidding? I have a ton of patience. But I do like to get things done fast, but it's not because I'm impatient. It's just because I want to get more done. Okay. All right. Pretty little moths on there. All right. That works. I'm happy with that. So that's enough, I think. Did I miss anything that I said I was going to do? Let me see. I got a little bit from that set. I got a little bit from the purple set. And I got the haunted house set. And I got the, what's it called? Butterflies and something? Bones to blossoms. All right, I think I got them all. I think, yes. Awesome. Okay, so stand. So for the stand, we're using Jenga blocks. You could use just regular wood, guys. I'm using Jenga blocks because I like making things out of the Dollar Tree Jenga blocks. They're technically tumbling tower blocks. Okay, I'm sure they can't use the word Jenga. They're tumbling tower blocks. I've glued 3 together. Okay, you can do this a couple of different ways. On my other video, I did it a different way. But on this one, I went ahead and glued these ahead of time. And the way I did that is I took a board. There's some tape on here, upside down. Okay, so it's a little bit sticky. I have rubbed this with a t-shirt and everything else, trying to get the sticky off of it because I did not want it super sticky. I wanted it only a little sticky, so that's why it looks dirty. It's because I've put all kinds of stuff on there, from powder to everything else. But it's just a little sticky. Took my Jenga blocks. We'll call them tumbling tower blocks. Okay. Pick out 3 that are good. You're going to have some bad ones. It's just the way it is. They have these in different colors now too. Anyway, you're going to figure out where they go together. Try to get ones that match up and line up straight. Okay? I'm not going to do this whole tutorial because I already have it on video. Type onto premium wood glue. That's what I like. A little bit on your ends. Not too much because it oozes. Glue them together. The tape will hold it in place while it dries. Once it's dry, you can peel these off. Okay? Then you're at this step. You need another piece of wood for the base. It could be any kind of piece of wood, guys. It does not have to be the piece of wood I'm using today. Anything. I'm using this Crafter Square wood plank. There were 6 in here. I'm down to 1. Gotta see if I can find some more of them, because I use these a lot. But they're basically, what does it say? I think they're like, they're basswood, or, yeah, I think they're basswood. I don't think they're balsa. I'm pretty sure they're basswood because they're a little bit harder than what balsa is. But anyway, they're like thin. with a couple of layers of their pressed wood. Not pressed, but it's real wood, but it's got layers. I don't know what you call it. Don't ask me. I've sanded this already so that it's not rough on any of the edges. I already sanded it using 320 grit. But you're going to want to put that on your surface. It doesn't have to be this anymore. I only use that to keep my blocks together. And you're going to want to figure out where it goes. Okay? So find your center. I don't paint mine first because it glues better without paint on it. You're going to get your item, put it in there, and see about how much spacing you need. You need a tiny bit more spacing than the way it is like this. So kind of look and see how much space that is. You can use a ruler or whatever, or you can eye it, or you can get a piece of cardboard. The gap is on this 3/16 of an inch. I'm sure this is like an 1/8. Yeah, this is an 1/8. I also use these for my canvas boards. So I like them to fit both. My canvas boards are these canvas panels. Okay, they're about the same. So I always like to make sure that this will also fit in there. Because it can be a little bit loose, but not crazy loose, because then it'll just flop all over the place. But you want it close, okay? But because I use it for both, I keep it a little bit, this is a fraction bigger than this, and I think it's because of this paper on the back and the folds. But it's just a fraction bigger. So anyway, figure out where you want to go. You can use a ruler or whatever, measure all the sides, get the exact distance apart and all that if that's what you want to do. I am not going to do that. I'm going to put it where I want for the front. Try to make sure it looks straight. I'm going to grab a pencil. Hold it down. I'm going to draw a line. Okay? That's where I want my front. Then I'm going to figure out about where this is going to be. I'm going to make sure that it will go in there and leave a little bit of room because, like I said, I'm going to put the canvases in there. I might paint it and lose a little bit of space. But I think about 3/16 is probably about perfect. So we're going to do 3/16. Just to be a little more perfect, I guess. If it's too tight, you can sand it. You can throw a piece of sandpaper in there, rub it back and forth a couple of times. It'll be fine. And I did sand these after I glued them, guys. So these were both sanded, so they're nice and even. So line it up. Get it to where you think you're about the right spot. We're going to say 3/16 because I think that's about right. We're going to do that. And then you can grab another block if you want to make sure that your ends are straight. But it's not a huge deal. And then draw your other line. Okay, you're going to paint this. Don't worry about the line showing. Does not matter. Draw your end lines too, because you'll want to know where they go. Okay, look how crooked I am. That's funny. It's not really, but it kind of is. I'm so crooked. Look at that. It's so crooked. I'm going to erase it. If it'll erase, it might. Oh, what did I use? I'll probably just turn it over. It'll erase. It just takes a bit. I was pushing pretty hard. I drew really, really crooked lines there. I don't want them that crooked. That'll bug me. Try to be better than me. Let's try that again. I think it's because I'm looking at it at an angle. So the front was close, but it needs to be a little bit further. I have a grid, but it just really wasn't helping. I don't know why. I should have measured the sides, guys. Just measure the darn sides and you'll be fine. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. And 5/8. And 5/8. That was close. It almost looks right. I don't know why it looks so crooked, guys. definitely further on that side, I think. It doesn't really matter if it's further on one side or the other. It really doesn't. But I was trying to get it centered. I'm not going to do it though. I'm just going to go for that. As long as it's straight. I really want it straight. Honestly, when your picture's in there, you probably won't even notice. Alright, we're going to go back to 3/16 because I'm pretty sure that's where I need to be. I feel like that moved on me. I'm trying to scooch it. Alright, let's go there, there, there. Did I move? Girl. I'm not doing good. Really not. I keep moving. No, it's right. Why does it look crooked? I don't know. I think it's my eyes, guys. Something's not right. Okay, we're going to try this again. I'm going to get this line right sooner or later. Hopefully 3/16 is enough. Try not to drop it. Okay, once you think you've got it straight, and you've looked at it 100 times, I think my base isn't square. That's my guess. My base isn't square. That's fine. It'll be fine. No one's gonna know but me, right? Ugh. Get this thing to come up. These are the hardest things to open. There. A little bit of glue. Doesn't take much. Just a bit of glue. Just go ahead and spread it around a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to line this one up to the front. Try to line it up to the front. Get it somewhat straight. Squish it, because it'll probably move when you squish it. They always do. This type on glue sets up pretty fast though. It's honestly, it's pretty good about that. So, what time is it? Oh, I'm okay. Come on, get air bubble. Don't overdo your glue though, okay? Less is more. Because if you get too much on there, it's just going to ooze like crazy, and then it's going to affect your paint job. Because glue does not like to stick. I mean, paint does not like to stick to wood glue. At all. Get that off my fingers. And see if this looks right. And if it's not close enough, I'll scooch one over. Because you have a little bit of playtime. Just a bit. So once you think you've got it where you need it, make sure your thing will fit in there. Okay. And scooch it just a bit closer. That's a lot of play. A little more play than I wanted. Let me check out that canvas board. Make sure that one's good. Yep. Okay. This side's bigger. We're going to scooch this one just a tiniest fraction. Teeny, 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 teeny bit. If it'll even move. See, it's already setting up. Oops. That was more than I wanted. I know, this is a little fiddly, guys. I want it to fit snug, but not so tight that you have to fight to get it in there, because you're going to have paint on there too. And that's going to take up a tiny bit of space. But I did get one too tight, and I just took a piece of sandpaper, some heavier grit like this, like, what is this, 80, folded it up like this, stuck it in the hole, went back and forth a couple times, and I was good. So don't freak out about it. It'll be fine. Anyway, glue it on there. Let it sit up overnight. Ideally, a few hours is probably more than enough, honestly. But let it sit up. Like, I mean, it's basically on there. let it completely dry, and then paint it. That's it. That's it. And you will have a stand. I'll show you the two I've got here. It's a very inexpensive stand, but it works well. Okay. Put the little canvases in there. Canvases. You can put your pretty little crow in there. It's two-sided, so if you put it on an island or something, you can see both sides. See? Fun. So there's that one. This one's green because I did it for a St. Patty's sign on the live that I did last time. That's the only reason it's green. I did it for this one, which has scrapbook paper on the back to look pretty. So watch that video if you want to see it. I'm trying to see where's my other ones. There. All right. I will be probably painting that other one black to go with these. I could paint it any of these colors. I could paint a purple one, an orange one. It doesn't really matter. You paint it whatever color you want. All I have to show you right now is these. Well, here, I'll just show you with the black one. Put that purple one in there. So I think the purple looks good with the black. They'll all probably look fine with the black. Honestly, it's if you're just going to make one of these and have it to interchange seasonally, make a black one. You'll be fine. So there's that. We don't have anything on this side, but like I said, it could be a write on board because sometimes I do that. Isn't that cute? We have this one. I'm trying to center it. Okay. I don't know if I'm doing it that way, but you could probably see this direction. That's not as white as I thought it was. All right, what do you think? Cute. And they stand up just fine. They don't tip over super easy. Your cat gets up there and gets a little bit crazy, he's going to knock it off, but you know, it's not too bad. So cute, cute. This one's still green because I repainted it. Got to use what you have. There's this one. I don't know what I got on the back of this one. Nothing. So I might do another one on there. Or I might just leave it for writing on because that's chalkboard. I can tell by looking at it. All right. Which one do y'all like best? Do you have a favorite? I feel like I'm missing something. Am I missing one? I don't know. I think I got them all. It's probably just on the other side. We got that purple one on the other side. The crow. I can't really... Here. Doesn't really work to show you with the stand, but you get the idea. So, I can't show both sides of that either. We'll show the skeleton because I think that's... I like this one. I like this one the best. Then this, I think... I don't think there's anything on the back of either one of these, right? No, nothing on the back. All right, so we did pretty good. We have 4 of them. Lots of stuff. The skeleton's your favorite? It's pretty, isn't it? All right, guys, that is my live. Remember, use my code ARTROOM if you need to purchase any of these from Essential Stencil. The link is in the description. I will probably post this up on YouTube too. So it'll be over there as well, so that when Facebook gets around to deleting all my stuff, you'll still be able to see it. 'Cause, yeah. So that is it. Pretty. That was fun. All right, guys. I will be back on Wednesday. We're gonna work some more on my field notes junk journals. So y'all come join me at 9 p.m. if you want to see that. And until then, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.